All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about one of the biggest opportunities on the internet right now, setting up your TikTok shop. But listen, this is more than just a simple tutorial. We're going to cover how to do it the right way, the way that actually builds a business, and, more importantly, avoids all those little traps that could people shut down on day one.
I mean, if you're watching this, I'm guessing the answer is a huge yes, right? You've already put in all that work, creating content, building up your audience, so now it's time to turn that hard work into actual income. And you are in exactly the right place to make that happen.
But hold on. Before we even think about clicking any setup buttons, we need to talk about survival. Seriously, the #1 mistake I see new creators make is they just jump in way too fast, and boom, their shop gets flagged or even banned before they've made a single sale. So think of this as your guide to not just getting your shop up, but keeping it up.
Okay, first things first. Before we can get into the strategy, you gotta know if you can even get in the door. So let's do a super quick run through of the basic eligibility rules just to make sure you're good to go. So there are really two key numbers you need to have burned into your brain, and the first one is this, 500. As soon as you hit 500 followers, you've officially unlocked the ability to add shoppable links right into your videos. That's your ticket in.
And the second magic number? It's 18. You absolutely have to be at least 18 years old to run a TikTok shop as a creator. It's a hard and fast rule, no getting around it.
And then there are just a few other checkpoints. If you're hoping to sell products during your TikTok lives, which is a huge opportunity, you'll need to have 1,000 followers. And this next one is absolutely crucial. Your account has to be in good standing. That means no recent community guideline violations. And of course, you have to be based in a country where a TikTok shop is actually available for creators, like the US or the UK.
Okay, now we're at what I honestly believe is the single most important part of this whole thing. If you only listen to one piece of advice from me today, make it this. We're talking about the professional warm-up strategy. I'm telling you, whatever you do not skip this step.
And here's why this is so important. You have to think about it from TikTok's point of view. Their algorithm is basically a giant spam detector. It's constantly looking for accounts that pop up just to blast out product links. So your job, before you even apply, is to prove you're not a robot. You have to show you're a real person who's genuinely part of a community.
So what does this warm-up actually look like in practice? Well, it's a pretty simple plan you're going to follow for about 1 to 2 weeks. First, you align your feed. If you want to sell, say, skincare products, then your For You page better be full of skincare content. Go search for it, watch it, follow creators in that space. Second, you have to engage authentically. Every single day. I'm talking about leaving real, thoughtful comments, saving videos you actually like, and reposting things that match the vibe of your future shop. And third, use TikTok's search tool to see what people are actually looking for. All of this is sending signals to the algorithm that you belong in this niche.
And this right here is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Look at the difference. On the left, you've got that low-effort, kind of robotic stuff like great post or just a string of emojis. That stuff is basically worthless. What you're aiming for is what you see on the right. Genuine engagement. You're asking questions, you're sharing your own thoughts, you're actually adding to the conversation. That is what proves to TikTok that you're a real enthusiast.
So why does this work so well? Well, a few reasons. First, it creates this perfect synergy. So when you finally post your first product, it just makes sense to the algorithm and your followers. It also proves you've been an active member of the community. It makes your account look 1,000 times more authentic. And here's the bottom line. It drastically, and I mean drastically, reduces your risk of getting flagged or banned right out of the gate.
Perfect. So once you've put in a solid week or two warming up your account, then and only then are you ready for the official stuff. Let's get into the actual logistics of setting up your shop, getting verified, and getting paid. And don't worry, now that the hard strategy part is done, this section is way more straightforward.
You're going to start things off in the TikTok Seller Center or Affiliate Center. And from there, it's pretty much just a checklist. You'll click to become an affiliate or partner, you'll agree to the terms, and please actually read them. Connect the correct TikTok account, and then just fill in your personal or business info. Super simple stuff.
Okay, so after you submit your application and all your documents, like your ID, tax info, bank details, that's when the waiting game begins. You can see on this timeline here, it usually takes somewhere between 1 and 7 days for TikTok to review everything and give you the green light. You just got to be patient here. It's a totally normal part of the process.
And now, for everybody's favorite part, how you get paid. It's pretty simple. Payments go via direct deposit straight to your bank account. Now, the key thing to know about the timing is that you get paid 7 to 14 days after an order has been delivered and confirmed, not when it's first placed. And I really can't stress this last part enough. You are now a business owner. That means you are 100% responsible for reporting all this income and paying your taxes. Please don't forget about that part.
Okay, so you're approved, you're ready to start making sales. Amazing, but the work isn't quite over yet. Now we have to switch gears and talk about playing defense. This is all about being proactive and protecting your new business from getting shut down by avoidable mistakes. And trust me, the stakes are incredibly high here. Getting your shop access suspended can just completely wipe out your momentum and your income. But the good news is, just like this says, most of the violations are so easy to avoid. You just have to know what TikTok is looking out for.
And this right here lays out the biggest traps people fall into. First, misleading claims. Just be honest. Don't promise something is a miracle cure. Second, you absolutely must disclose that it's an affiliate link. Third, prohibited products. Be so careful with things like supplements. You can't make specific medical claims like saying, this will cure your anxiety. And finally, copyright. Only use music from TikTok's commercial library for your shoppable videos. If you don't, you risk a copyright strike that could seriously jeopardize your whole account.
Now let's just run through a few common freakout moments. If you can't see the Shop tab, double-check your follower count and your region. Application got rejected? Go look for any account violations or make sure you filled everything out correctly. Can't seem to link any products? You probably just need to be patient and wait for your full approval to come through. And if your account gets flagged right after you launch, well, you almost certainly skipped that warm-up we talked about.
Which, of course, brings us right back to the single most important takeaway from this entire thing. If you forget everything else, just remember this. You have to warm up your account first. Think of your shop like a house. You can't build it on a shaky foundation. Your authentic activity before you ever apply for the shop, that is your foundation. That's the secret.
So, there you have it. That is the complete playbook for setting up your TikTok shop the right way, the smart way. You have the strategy, you know the process, and you know how to protect your account for the long haul. The only thing left to do is the fun part. The only question left is the one on your screen. So go on, get out there and create something amazing.